Well, I don't think we could do 24 hours nothing but net without my two guys right here. The good boys and the bad boy version of Mark Packer and Wes
Uh,
Durham. We've been friends for a long time, guys, and you were one of the first people that thought, you know what? I think this could actually work. I think
so,
this could be a good fundraiser. Shooting free throws in the driveway, raising money for Special Olympics. Packer, what's your take on it as we get to year 6 and we're getting ready to cross $1 million?
well, first of all, I'm proud of you because it's a great idea. I've always loved concepts that were out of the box. And anytime you can give back to any kind of cause that you love and where there's a true passion, it's a beautiful mix. But what you have done is taken something that you love to do for a great cause and have touched so many lives and so many people were interested in it. I just love the whole concept of it. And again, every dollar that's raised goes to an amazing cause, which is South Carolina Special Olympics. And you've lived it. And the fact it happens right there in your front yard as you're shooting at 18 trillion free throws and making 98% of them makes it even better. But I love everything about the concept. I think it's awesome.
Oh, Debbie, it's an honor to be a part of this in some small way. But like Mark said, I mean, just the fact that you kind of had it on a sheet of paper and now it's reality, and it is a productive reality for so many people. Um, yeah, you do through all the physical stress and strain of getting ready to do it, but the result and the productivity it gives to so many is so special, I think. So it's always fun for us to be part of it, and at the same time, just so damn proud of you for the way you've gone about getting this done too.
Well, you guys are my brothers, right? So I expect you to say some nice things, but I also expect you to give me some crap like you usually do, because the training's getting harder. It's not any easier. I am getting older. I wish I'd thought about this 20 years ago or even 10 years ago. But I'm out there chicken winging it and trying to, do the best I can to make as many free
Wait a
throws.
second. I saw these burpees in the gym at Clemson. I mean,
Yeah.
we're talking about shooting free throws. I don't think anybody said, Pack, you have to shoot a free throw, then do a burpee, and then catch the ball and shoot again. I mean, it's like hitting pitch shots, right, Pack? I mean, it's free throws, Debbie. You don't have to turn it into like a 3 category stress and strain activity.
Well,
Well,
I need
I'm
a
just glad,
compound exercise.
Debbie, I'm just glad you brought up the word chicken wing because that's where I really come into play here. Because while you're out there sweating it off, I'm having another dozen.
You know what? The burpee in between, which is not a real burpee. I've been
Yeah.
called out on Twitter,
Yeah, okay.
because I don't do the push up with it, but I'll take anybody who wants to do it with me can gladly do it in a half a burpee. This is like, Clemson. Debbie, we'll crack the door for you at Swan. You can just go in there, set up, what you need, and then leave when you're done. I mean, it was incredible, nice. And then Knoxville, I was over there. Rick Barnes and the new coach over there, Kim Caldwell, also let me in the gym there. So it's a much higher shooting percentage inside when you have a controlled environment versus, battling some of the wind and the other elements here like heat and sun. But we're persevering through it because we've only got a little bit more time before we actually start doing the event. And the event has grown tremendously. Like you guys have watched it from the beginning. I can't
Right.
believe in 6 years we're even having this conversation. I didn't even know if I could do it or I could last this long, but I literally am shooting till my arm falls off out there.
Well, I'm curious as to what's you've had so many unbelievable people join you. I mean, Roy Williams was in the driveway, I guess, a year ago. You've had so many different, we're just kind of like guys that stopped by here. And back when we were doing the show, you were with us and that kind of thing. But now the idea of who's on the bucket list to get to appear during Nothing But Net. That would be right, Pack. I mean, you got to have levels of celebrity. Darius Rucker's already been on here. You got people winning Grammys. I mean, I got to believe you've got a short list of people that are on the dream list, right?
Yes, there is. And maybe you guys can help me because if anybody out there can get me Shaq, I would really like to shoot free throws against Shaq. Charles Barkley, I'd love to have a session with Barkley. And then just guys that I know around the WNBA and the NBA that have a connection. I'll tell you one of the really cool things that we've stumbled upon is you guys know in our business, we don't always know how much we impact athletes by what we say, or we may never know good or bad, some of the things that we say that have a long lasting effect. There's a really cool story about Athletes Unlimited. There's two basketball players that I covered in college and the WNBA that selected our cause as their charity. And so, you know, the Athletes Unlimited is based on a point system where they get rewarded points for how they play and how they compete and how much they win. And then Athletes Unlimited matches their point total for a charity of their choice. And last year, Kelsey Mitchell, who played at Ohio State, and Teresa Plaisance, who played at LSU, both selected us and selected us again this year. And between the two of them in 2 years, we're just under $15,000 that the two of them have helped provide. So how would I have ever known that based on my conversation with them, or how we talk to them, you know, off camera, at practice, just little things like that. Like you just don't know how much of an impact we have in what we do. It's kind of cool.
Well, it's also cool that people, that quote unquote celebrities, define it however you want, have found a way to say, hey, listen, this is really a cool idea. And, you know, for anybody that loves basketball, we've all grabbed a basketball in our front yard, or your buddies down the street and went and shot free throws or play a game of horse or whatever. So I think it's an easy connection for folks that in the sports world to understand, hey, trying to make a free throw. And you mentioned bringing in Shaq. If you ever did that, I think that if he gets to 50% from the line, he should double whatever the contribution is, because I've seen him shoot free throws and it ain't pretty. But, you know, the fact that so many people of every walk of life, you don't have to be a celebrity. To me, this is the cool thing. This is everybody who's got a basketball in the neighborhood can sit there and say, guess what? For a small fee, you can get involved with this thing and live vicariously through your crazy 24 hours, making everything you look at. And to me, that's the cool thing about the concept. It's such a neat out of the box experience, but it's something that all of us as sports fans can totally relate to. So again, it's a wonderful cause, and you have done just a really, really phenomenal job.
Well, Wes knows that we can always go back to, you know, back in the day. I love it when the young ones say back in the day, and I'm like, you don't even have a back in the day yet. We got one. And
Yeah.
I just love to share our story, Wes, about you and me playing hoops together, growing up in high school, having a good time. I was playing, he was talking,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah. Well, and not guarding anybody for sure.
I wouldn't guard anybody either.
Yeah, nobody guarded anybody. But I tell you, the scary part about all that is, I'm in the process of putting some details together. About a month and a half ago, I got information that my 40th high school reunion is in July. That is frightening, because I hadn't even really thought about it, and then all of a sudden I got an email and I'm thinking, holy smokes, it has been 40 years. And but you know what? We feel young at heart, right? We may not be young in age, but we feel young at heart. So that's
Oh, we're young. We're, you know, we just keep doing, right? That's what we do.
I don't know, Debbie. I've had a couple bangs and bruises now. I've had a little bit of a pack of love this. I've had a slight tear of meniscus in my right knee since basketball ended. So I've avoided the surgery, and I've found a way to kind of get around it to where I can still play golf and work out a little bit. But I hadn't had anything like that in a long time. So and certainly hadn't had it in my 50s. But that was something that I was like, wait a second, I'm not sure I'm ready for all this. But onward and upward, as they say, I guess.
Well, you guys are going to be busy doing your craft while we're shooting free throws in the driveway. Tell us what you got going on, Pac, and then Wes.
Well, Pac's going to be in what? You're going to Italy, right?
I am. I would love to be in Charleston, but I am not going to be able to make it because me and my better half, we literally, as we speak, are getting ready to go to Italy for 2 weeks. And I got to be honest with you, I'm not sure I'm coming back. Every time I've gone over there, it has been nothing short of spectacular. And Amy and I are going to some new places, and we're going to just go travel and see the world. And so that's the game plan. So while you are, this even Fuller's agreeing, he hears people coming in the front door. So I'm headed to Italy, and you know, in honor of that trip and you shooting free throws, I figured I'd come up with something for you, Debbie. So how about this? Andiamo, raccogliamo fondi per una grande causa. That is Italian for let's go and let's raise some money for a great cause in Italy. in Italian. How about that?
Wow.
I love it, Pac. That's one of the greatest gifts you've
Wow.
ever given me. Thank you. I know you
Wow.
practiced and studied that. Awesome.
Well, I've been taking Italian lessons for 2 years. Actually, at the tail end of the Packer and Durham trip, I decided to start taking Italian lessons. And so, what I'm really excited about on this trip is to be able to actually converse with the locals. So that's my game plan for the next 2 weeks. That and keeping my dog from barking during this interview.
My gosh. Pac-Man Corleone talking to you in Italian, Debbie. What are we going to do?
Yeah.
He's always been the Don to me, so.
No question. I mean, really, no doubt. I'm not nearly that good. I'll be doing the PGA on ESPN Plus. You'll be shooting free throws, and I'll be navigating folks through the early morning of Saturday in Valhalla. So there you go.
That
That's
is awesome.
I'm doing Saturday and Sunday and Thursday and Friday mornings, and excited to be part of it. And it's kind of a bucket list thing that I started a couple of years ago, and golf is one of the things Gary Williams has this great line, Pack. Just because you play a lot of golf doesn't make you a good golfer, right?
That's
And
true.
I would fall into that category, but I am thrilled to be part of it, and I really enjoyed it the last couple of years, and something I'm looking forward to doing more of in the future. But that's where I'll be in the midst of your free throw excursion. I'm not going to speak Italian, and nor will I be doing the DP World Tour from outside of Rome at some point. But if I do, I got to call Pac to do the translations for me. Holy cow!
Well, I mean, the only thing you need to remember is, let me see if I can do this for you. Vorrei una bottiglia di vino de casa, rosso, per favore, which is, I would like a bottle of red, please. Thank you.
That's me.
That's
me
it.
on Sunday at 12:01.
That's it. I mean, I just little I can bring to the table. That's what I
That's
got.
awesome. Holy cow.
Well, you guys are great. You've been great friends. You've been great supporters of Special Olympics. You certainly have been great supporters of me in my career, and I'm so grateful to call you friends. And I'm grateful for your time today.
Thanks, Debbie. All the best.
Well, we're rooting for you, and on both this country and another one, we'll be living vicariously through all your efforts. But it's been awesome, Debbie, and keep up the great work.